And I'm Hunter Landon. Thanks for joining us tonight for the news at 7. We continue to follow the breaking news out of Worcester County tonight. Lawyers for Tyler Mayu, the man facing charges related to the death of Gavin Knupp, have come to a last-minute plea deal. Another update on our breaking news tonight out of Georgetown in Sussex County. A shelter in place remains in effect in the Savannah Road area. According to the fire department, police say there was a hazardous materials incident at the Purdue plant. David, the jury has been deliberating for going on 6 hours now, and I just got word moments ago from one of the attorneys that the judge has ordered dinner for the jury, so we're likely in it for the long haul. Good evening, I'm Hunter Landon. Thanks for joining us here for the news at 7. It is decision day on Delmarva with a number of key races from the presidency to a number of state and local matchups. And moments ago, polls closed in the Commonwealth of Virginia with still an hour left of voting in Delaware and Maryland. Well, Steve, the campaign signs are posted outside of polling locations like this one and really all across the state. With so many messages to be heard, voters have a lot to consider. Steve, this sign over my shoulder says do not contribute to solicitors, but that's not stopping people from standing in this median and asking for money. But some lawmakers are hoping this new bill would change that. David, this letter should start showing up in the mail at hundreds of nearby homes soon. Taking a look from Chopper 16, this is the facility in question. It is Purdue's Agribusiness Center on Zion Church Road. The company stresses the source of the forever chemicals remains a mystery right now. Driving by Purdue Agribusiness, you may have wondered what goes on here. The company says it's a grain storage and processing facility. Purdue says the Maryland Department of the Environment tested the groundwater there, revealing elevated levels of PFAS, or per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. They break down slowly and have been linked to cancer. Purdue's CEO Kevin McAdams says the company wants to conduct more testing in nearby homes that could help find a cause.
And we're asking for the public's help in doing some testing on each of those properties, and we're really hoping to hear from residents so we can partner with them on completing this testing in the wells.
Purdue and state officials identified an area containing about 550 homes running along Zion Church Road, Zion Road, Parker Road, and Old Ocean City Road. We knocked on several doors in the area of concern. Jane Garrison has not received her letter in the mail yet.
I'm just finding this out now. Being that we're all on a well, I'm very worried about it. And I hope they move forward and test us all.
Purdue's Vice President of Environmental Sustainability, Drew Getty, says the property has been in the company's hands since the 1960s. Prior to that, it was woods and farmland.
So we're in need of additional data points. So the reason to reach out to homeowners and request that we be able to test their well is to provide more data points.
A forever chemical mystery now causing concern for Wicomico County neighbors. And we're back now in Chopper 16. Purdue says water quality testing for nearby homes is at the request of the Maryland Department of the Environment. Now, if you live outside of the affected area, Purdue stresses the contaminated water was not used in the production of any of its products. Live in Chopper 16 over Wicomico County tonight, Hunter Landon, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader. Good evening, I'm Hunter Landon. Your 11 minutes of nonstop news and weather starts now. Topping your 11 at 11 tonight, DelDOT hosted a meeting regarding the Millsboro bypass. It's a massive infrastructure project aimed at relieving traffic in the downtown. WBOC's Jack Ford was at the meeting and joins us now in the Newsplex. Jack, this is a project decades in the making. Jack Ford, thank you. Worcester County leaders are standing firm against plans for an offshore wind facility in West Ocean City. U.S. Wind is looking to buy the two properties at the end of the West OC Harbor. That location is where commercial fishermen offload their catch. It's the main reason county leaders plan on testifying against this plan in Annapolis. Worcester County leaders say if commercial fishing is uprooted from the harbor, the county could lose out on federally funded projects.
There's a chance we would lose our commercial designation over there. At that time, we would lose any funding for dredging of the inlet moving forward, which could impact our charter fleet. So there's a lot of implications of this that I don't think there's a lot of people looking at.
The state will decide whether this West Ocean City project moves forward at a hearing later this year. A crime tip put police on the trail of an accused child molester in Worcester County. 33-year-old Antonio Garcia is facing sex offense and assault charges tonight. Ocean City police say the 6-year-old victim's mother reported the assault in a hotel bathroom last month. Detectives say a reliable source tipped them off to Garcia. They tracked that man down to Western Virginia. He's now awaiting extradition back to Worcester County. A former nurse practitioner in Accomack County has entered a not guilty plea on 2 charges of child porn distribution. Lucas Fussell was arraigned yesterday. The former Only Community Health Center employee is accused of trafficking images of child porn. He's being held without bond at the Central Detention Facility in Washington, D.C. His next courtroom appearance is set for September the 6th. It was a wet day across much of Delmarva, at least in the afternoon, as we go live into Rehoboth Beach tonight from the Boardwalk Plaza hotel camera. Chief Meteorologist Dan Satterfield says more rain is on the way. He has a first check on our forecast at 11.
Yeah, a couple of rainy days on the way.
Making headlines tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris and her new running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, continuing to hit the campaign trail. They held rallies in 2 battleground states today, while former President Donald Trump's running mate did the same. Skylar Henry reports from Washington. That wraps up your 11 at 11. More news, sports, and weather still ahead. There was not much sun to be seen on Delmarva today. This is a live look into Cambridge tonight from the Hebron Savings Bank camera. Chief Meteorologist Dan Satterfield is forecasting wet and breezy weather into Friday, but he does say the weekend will clear up. Your forecast coming up next.